All right, we'll call council time to agenda. August 7th, we have Councilor roll call first.
Councilor Medvegy?
Present.
Councilor Bowerman?
Present.
Councilor Marshall?
Here.
And I believe Councilors Young and Belcott are not here today.
Okay, and we'll go right to amendments to the agenda. Are there any? Okay, then we'll go right to public comment. Anyone in the room signed up? Checking. Or hand raised? Okay, go ahead, ma'am. Were you raising your hand or just? Maybe not.
Kimberly Elbon?
Good afternoon. Kimberly Goheen-Elpin, Patriot Life Citizen of Clark County, Washington. I'll be speaking on a few things tonight, or today. I'll be speaking on the minutes. I want to again put on record that we spoke about the proclamation of July being Independence Month. It was Mr. Medvegy piped up and said it was the first ever, and then you guys took it, plagiarized, marked your own stamp on it, and took it away from two citizens that legally put out a proclamation. My goal is to have the citizens understand that this government is going to do to its citizens what it actually wants to show.
Chair Medvegy.
Thank you.
Yes.
I just wanted to note
again,
that.
Stop my time, please. Thank you.
Turn off the mic.
Stop my time.
She never knows how to stop when.
Stop my time. Thank you.
I just want
So-
to remind that it is on agenda items only, and that topic was not included in the minutes. So if you could
Yeah,
please
so-
check.
It actually was,
It's kind of a
now, time
loophole.
to stand here for you to look
If there's
at.
some
Please
kind
do.
of corrections to
I've
the
looked at
minutes,
that.
something that's omitted, you know, that would be a fair statement, but just to
I do want to make
regurgitate
corrections to the minutes,
four
yes, sir.
meetings
I
in
want
a
to
row,
correct the fact
you're
that you guys.
interrupting the chair
I
and you're
told you that we were going to mention it at
the
every
meeting.
meeting.
You are,
Thank you.
you need to abide by the rules
So I'm going to be
that
speaking
are
on the
here.
executive
I'm
meeting
still
today, and when
talking,
he
ma'am.
quits talking,
Can you turn off the
my
mic,
time can
please?
stop. Thanks.
If you're not going to abide by the rules, we have Robert's rules, we have rules in our charter and our amendment to the charter on what's appropriate and what's not. You may speak on items on the agenda, and please don't interrupt the county manager or the chair or any other counselor. If you have some comments on the agenda, please proceed.
On? Is it on now? Thank you. Thank you for the interruption again, Mr. Medvegy. I was on record. It's actually, you can look it up. We did speak about the Independence Month that you took away from us. I'm going to be speaking about the East Fork Lewis River that you had on your work session. I'm going to pay close attention to this because my family has heritage up in that area at past daybreak. We own property.
Chair Medvegy, this item is actually not on the agenda as well. I believe it was part of the work.
I'm sorry, manager, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
I believe that this item was also not on the agenda. I believe it's part of the work session this morning.
Okay, thank you for that. It just announces an executive session, and actually our executive sessions don't announce what the topics are because it's executive privilege. So
if this work session is not on the agenda today, which I would take it that it is, it's still under your work session.
No,
and
it's
now you're
not
going to
on-
correct me on record? Okay, thank you.
It's not. Thank you.
So I won't include from now on 1 o'clock's council time as a work section to speak about it, correct? Some other time maybe we can. As far as the executive sections, I'm going to be handing in a lot of paperwork pertaining to that exactly, where Mr. Medvegy said he cannot divulge what they're going to talk about. That is against actually RCW 42.30.110, where you have executive sessions here, and it says that you have to actually abide by this and tell the public what you are going to talk about. Now, you can listen here, and you did, as 110 with a 1 and a I, and you're going to talk 10 minutes on the same thing, goes down in order, 5 minutes each, then you're going to talk about G. So you do need to tell us actually what you're talking about, and I'd like to also know if it's going to be recorded. I'd also like to know and inform the public to pay special the paperwork that I put in, because I think you guys have been doing this illegally and in violation of RCW laws. It goes on and on. It'll talk about public records or public comments and all that about how this body has been actually taking away our First Amendment rights, and they're working very hard at it. Do not talk in secret or speak both as you're in the executive section about public comments, as you've threatened us already to follow Vancouver's taking away the citizens' First Amendment rights. Effectively, they did, and it's still that way, even though they put it out there. And this is a city that you live in here. You guys are here in Vancouver. So I can speak about their unconstitutional way that they have taken away our public right to speak. We are
Thank you.
governing
Your time
you.
has
Thank
expired.
you very much.
Has anyone else signed up for public comment?
Yes, Carmen De Leon?
Hello? Testing? Are we on? We on? Yeah? Yeah. My name is Carmen De Leon, and I go by Mello, and I spell it M-E-L-O, and I want to talk about the minute. It did say on there that it was safe choice. I'd rather be where I don't think I'm going to get triggered. They said on the minutes that they had this thing about safe choice, and we were talking about safe choice, and I think I've told you guys before that I've worked with them for, I think from 2006 till about 2017, something like, I don't know. I was there a good 10, 15 years at Safe Choice. So all I can say about it is that it's keeping people out of prison, because when children grow up feeling safe, then they grow up being humans, adults that feel safer. And if you don't have that stability in childhood, it shows in adulthood. So it's very important to invest in the Safe Choice program and the people. And on the other hand, I'm sorry to say, but I do kind of consider myself an expert after 15 years, but only, I'll give you a good number, 5% of misogynistic, egotistical, selfish men change, 5% on a good day. So most of them stay that way all their lives. So if you don't punish the wrongdoers for what they've done, they have no reason to change. And that's why I say that when they prosecute people for domestic violence, they need the cops to go ahead and have the restraining orders and enforce the restraining orders and prosecute these guys who have broken the law. And for example, my own situation where he disabled me, I really think that it should be very important to deport automatically. If you came to this country from a different country, automatic deportation. I'm just saying, you think you've paid back society because you raped somebody and went to jail 10 years? Excuse me, you've cost society 10 years of supporting you in prison. So you don't pay back society by going to jail. If you went to jail and worked and earned your keep, then I would agree. Maybe you paid back a little bit of what you did financially, but morally, that can't be changed, you know? So you cannot teach an old dog new tricks, but you can sure as hell try, you know? So I'm just saying that we did talk about the proclamation, and it does state that we should take down governments that are dangerous to the public. And I'm not going to forget about that, but I'm being nice, and I'm just saying that, you know, we need the domestic violence, and we need to deport felons from other countries.
Thank you. Anyone online? No. Okay, that concludes public comment then. We'll go on to old business, the minutes, 4.1.
I move approval of the minutes.
And it is of two, because we had a
Both.
special
Right, both
meeting,
July
July
22nd
22nd, July
and,
24th.
correct, thank you.
I'll second it.
Excuse me, I would suggest doing one motion for each, just because there could be
for whatever reason, a different vote.
Okay, we'll have one motion for the first set of minutes.
Okay, I move approval of the minutes of July 22nd, 2024.
Second. Further comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I heard 3 ayes, motion carries. And then, under the same line item, 4.1, July 22nd.
Yes.
Fourth minutes, sorry.
I move approval of the minutes of July 24th, 2024.
I'll go ahead and second it again. Further comments or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I heard 3 ayes once again. Motion carries. All right, new business, item number 5.
None today.
Counselor reports. Karen, do you have any? I'll go to you first.
Actually, I do. I have a couple. The first one is actually from the Sheriff's Administrative Branch Chief McCabe. After he heard through us from our newly formed Accessible Communities Advisory Committee that passed along to him that we have issues that pertain to handicap parking. And so the sheriff's office produced this PSA, which went out on social media on July 26th, which was the ADA's 34th anniversary and the week that our proclamation went out from council. So it was all dovetailed. A little humor helps make the point here. But then he included on Facebook and Instagram more information for people on the rules. And there have been hundreds of views and likes to this. So wanted you to hear this. Staff, if you would please play the video.
Hey, come here, look at me. Hey, look at me. What'd I say? No. Come here, look at me. Hey, look at me. No. Come here, look at me. Hey, look at me. What'd I say? What? No. Come here, look at, hey, look at, you wanna get, no.
And then this PSA had on the side, please don't park in spots that are reserved for people with disabilities, because you may face fines up to $450 if you're caught parking without a disability parking placard or plate. Today we celebrate, he said in the PSA, the 34th anniversary of the ADA, and the Clark County Council issued a proclamation to remind our community to include people with disabilities in all aspects of life. So let's all do our part to make Clark County livable for everyone. So I'd just like to say thank you to the Sheriff's Office for that. And then my second announcement, it deals with a notice of a funding opportunity from the National Telecommunications Industry Association, where they announced a $1 billion funding opportunity for the Digital Equity Competitive Grant Program. And they are making applications available either to workforce development organizations or to political subdivisions, I would add. And it's for competitive grants that require various initiatives to help a number of groups that don't have adequate access to the digital opportunities, which includes the rural communities. So it is announced by our Workforce Development Southwest Washington that the 12 local workforce boards are considering putting together a statewide proposal that would encompass Clark, Cowlitz, and Wahkiakum. And I applaud them for doing that and wish them well, because there is a lot of money available for broadband. That's all.
Thank you, Councilor Bowerman. And Sue, you had some,
Yes, I have a
Councilor
couple
reports.
today as well. I wanted to report back on the first meeting of the Larch Correctional Center Task Force. We met July 30th remotely. There's a number of state agencies that are participating, but also Josh Weiss, who's our own lobbyist, is participating. So whatever may come out of it legislatively, he'll be well briefed. And Senator Wilson and Commander Barsness from the Sheriff's Office. So we're, I think, well represented there. They have, their charge was really to have a minimum of 6 meetings. So we'll be meeting regularly, avoid the holidays, and then not meeting during the legislative session, because I think most of the state agencies will be busy with that. But there is a deliverable report to the legislature this October 31st. And the other thing that folks might be interested in, there'll be an opportunity to tour the facility, and so I can let you know if anyone else on the council or I guess in the community that has an interest in the site could be invited to join the tour.
thank you. And I'm just going to mention something for one, because it just ended, and two, because it hits on a common theme I've been struggling with many of our departments and the cities, and just basically focus, coordination on city issues. So the meeting I was just at over lunchtime, or in between meetings, had to do with a discussion with the Port of Kamis-Washougal, which has a property, Grove Airfield, located in the unincorporated area. They're proposing or talking once again about FAA obligation. One of the main hindrances is one of our roads, Delp Road, and it's got 4 different names, but it's Delp Road right next to Grove Airfield. But there's so little discussion or planning to keep up with what Camas is doing with their North Shore development, which is underway as far as roads infrastructure. Where do they run? What do they connect to? They connect to county roads, not on our 6-year plan. And the airport right next to it is ripe for development. And then, of course, you've got 192nd, and Karen Bowerman is very familiar with that. And I mean, the intersection of District 3 and District 4 in East Vancouver and Camas and the unincorporated area and the urban growth boundary, they all merge with some significant amounts of development right now. Just drive out there, go from 14 to Harmony, which I think we've got our paving project that the Parks Department just either is underway or completed. I mean, there's so much development there. So the point, the discussion point, and pretty much the only one I brought up to the port was, you need to be talking to Public Works on the road infrastructure. You need to be talking to the city of Camas on the road infrastructure, because they really do need that road dead-ended at the runway. And that all could happen and all should happen as a strategic plan to handle all of the development in the area. So I just think we can do a better job on the periphery of the incorporated areas of the cities on no matter what the topic. Anyway, I just had it half an hour ago, so I thought I'd mention it because that is an underlying theme to a lot of discussions. We should be having more. So it's heartfelt that we had very positive discussion on stormwater plans and keeping up with our permits with the cities. That all sounded very positive. So we need to do that in every segment of what the county provides in the way of services. All right, we'll move on to work session requests, item number 7.
There's none today.
And I know Jordan has been flying all night and is away. Do we have any policy updates from any other sort?
No, not today. Thank you.
Then we still have the same number of executive sessions, and probably to some extent misrepresented what the nature of those are, because we don't discuss what we discuss in executive session, or even that we're going into an executive session. What we do is cite the RCWs, and for 1.1 through 0.4, it's RCW 42.30.110, paren 1, paren little I, for each of those four, and I'm assuming no action is anticipated. The first one for 10 minutes, and the next three for 5. And then the last item, 0.5, is RCW 42.30.110, paren 1, paren little g, for an additional 5 minutes. And if I did my math right, that's about 30 minutes, and there's no action anticipated, correct?
That's correct.
All right, so I have, if I look at all my watches, they're all different, but I have about 20 after. Let's plan on coming back at 10 minutes before the hour, and hopefully we can keep to that schedule. So we'll leave this council time and go into executive session with our lawyers.
Hello, the chair has asked us to announce that the executive session is going to be extended for about 20 minutes, and open session will reconvene at 2:10. Thank you. Hello again. The chair has asked for a second extension of the executive sessions. They will be extended for an additional 10 minutes, and open session will reconvene at 2:20. Thank you. I just wanted to let you know that we will be reconvening in just about a minute. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay. I heard the beep. All right, we had our 5 executive sessions with our lawyers. There is no after action to take today, and there is no further business, so we stand adjourned.